Assalamu everyone. So, as most of you might know, the Pakistani chess community currently played the district qualifying chess championships as well as the national chess championship. And I've decided that I'll be covering the games of, both me and other players. And we'll be starting off with the Punjab qualifying classical chess championship. Now, this game was played between me. I had the white pieces, and my opponent was Mr. Rafi Jamal in the first round of the Punjab qualifying chess championship. I had the white pieces, and I began with the move e4. My opponent played e5. I had knight f3, knight c6, bishop c4, bishop e7, knight c3, and knight f6. Castles d6, h3, all theory up till now. And with the move knight d4, we entered into a new game, which is I knew was an inaccurate move. Now, it's an inaccurate move for two reasons. Because you're moving the piece twice in the opening, and you'll be basically investing three moves into to get rid of a piece I only invested one move in. Now, I knew the theory over here dictated that I had to play this move, but I was a bit weirded out because I knew that knight captures d4 after e kept knight e4 over here. If you take this pawn, you dead lost because of this move. But I couldn't quite remember this during the game because it's difficult seeing such moves, especially considering I when I went to the tournament hall, I wasn't expecting to play the tournament at all. I just went there to meet my friends, but Mr. Raja Gohar, the splendid man he is, said, "Okay, you don't have to pay the entry fees. You can just play if you want because you're a young player, and we want to invest in our young players." So I was pretty happy and stoked about that. But at the same time, I hadn't prepared anything, and I didn't even come with the mindset of playing the tournament. So I didn't spot this move. So I played the move d3, saying, okay, you'll be trading off one of your pieces for mine, and I'll have a lead in development. He played the move c6, preparing b5 as well as the d5 pawn break. I played a4 to stop b5. He played bishop e6. I went back. I knew common theory dictates that you take over here to create a weakness on the f pawn. But why I didn't trade this is because I thought that after this he'll have some great attacking chances. He'll have the center. After castling he'll have an attack on my queen, and I was like, no, I don't want that. So I traded off the light squared bishop this way, and now my rook's a bit loose. He has ideas of taking his queen up and attacking my rook this way. So I played queen g3 with the move or with the idea of playing bishop to h6. He went here, and over here I misplayed the position a bit by playing the move f4. Now the moment I touched the f pawn, I knew this was a mistake because of the fact I don't want to trade off my dark squared bishop. Simply, if he takes here, say I take with this, he has this move over here, and after this, let's say he takes over here, he has this move which activates his dark squared bishop, puts pressure over here, binds my rook to this pawn, as well as just and then I have no good squares to put my knight on as well. So that's one of the reasons. I After playing f4 and e captures f4, I took with the queen. Now he played queen f7. Obviously, I was like, okay, if he ever goes for this move, I'll push in. And I calculated that if he goes over here, I'll take over here, and if he goes there, I'll take there. And I thought that this would be winning for me. And I was like, okay, if he ever plays d4, I'll be pushing my e pawn. So, continuing with that idea, I played this move with the idea of playing e4 in the future, as well as bringing out my bishop over here. He played a5, and I continued with bishop d2. I didn't play this move because of the fact that I thought he might have some tactics with this move. I don't know. I don't remember why I didn't play this move, but yeah, I played. I was evaluating the position between these two moves, and I came to the conclusion that for some reason this move is better. So queen d2, bishop d2, sorry, king back to g8, showing that he doesn't believe a lot in his position. And I went queen g3 with the same threat. His king went back to h8. Now I was like, this position seems to be good for me because I have a much more active position, I believe. And okay, if he ever plays the move d4, d5, I have the move e4. If he ever plays the move c5, I have knight over here, and I'll just bring up my bishop, and double up on the f file, and I'll start putting pressure on his weaknesses, backward pawns. So I went rook a1, queen b6. And now I was like, okay, he can't really take one of my pawns because then if he can't take this pawn, because I just win his queen, and the only real threat is of taking this pawn, so I moved my queen over here. He moved his knight back to c7. I'm hoping to somehow like activate this way, and I went over here, threatening this move. He went back, and I went here. And now when I played this move, I instantly saw that this was bad, because of the fact that he could simply play a developing move with his bishop. I went here, and now this move too is bad because I can't push this now, because whenever I push this, he has this move. And pushing the d pawn had been my idea for a long time, as back as here, because this is what I want, right? I want him to somehow trade this over here and give me this right here. But okay, the moves which were played were somewhat different. He brought his rook out, I brought my rook out. He went back. I started to put pressure on this pawn. He protected, and for some reason I thought he couldn't play this because I had this move. But I calculated, I thought that, if I play this, he'll go back, I'll take, and now I'll just simply win a pawn, right? Well, no, because he has this in-between move over here as well. And after this move, I just have an isolated e-pawn, and no real way of attacking it, because bishop defends the pawn, and the pawn defends the bishop. So I didn't play this move right away. I went back, coming out of the spin right here, and he played king h8, which I was mildly infuriated by, because he is playing these waiting moves, and I don't have much. So I played my queen over here, preparing the move d5. He brought his knight in front. I went back. He brought his knight back, and we reached the same position again. And now I just played my rook over here to further exploiting this weak d pawn over here. He played his bishop back, protecting the pawn, and I played d5. Knight comes up. Now in hindsight, I should have probably taken, but taking doesn't do much for me. He played his rook over here. I played my rook to d1, further hoping to open up, and I made a huge mistake over here with this. Now obviously this gives up a pawn, and I thought he couldn't take this pawn. He went here. I traded off the knight because I wanted to put my knight over here and somehow trap his queen. But this just loses on the spot. On the spot, this loses because of this move. I had to protect. He took my pawn, and he took another pawn. I came here. He went there, there, and now I'm just down 2 pawns without any compensation. And obviously the game over here was over. I mean, it still has some play over here now that I think about it in a much more experienced way, but it's not that good. It's not that good. And yeah, that's it for the game. The other game I'll be wanting to analyze. It's a quite short one as well. In this game, I had the black pieces, and I won this game in quite a convincing style. And even though I was dead lost out of the opening, I won. So let's reiterate what happened in the Punjabs with me. I lost the game with the white pieces, where I had a good advantage out of the opening, but I won my game with the black pieces, where I had a far worse position out of the opening. So yeah, that's how chess is sometimes. I'll just flip the board for you guys because I'm playing black. So my opponent was Munib Jatt. Some of you guys might know him. e4, e5, knight f3, knight c6, bishop b5. And over here, it's all, I blitzed out these in a couple of seconds. Obviously, I was playing this pretty fastly, and my opponent was replying in kind with fast moves as well. And I played this move, and he played this move. And over here, I'm completely stooped. I was like, what? What? This shouldn't work. I have not seen this before. And I thought for like about 10 minutes. And I came up with this move, which which completely loses right on the spot. I mean, it doesn't. It's the best move. This move loses right on the spot. Because for any beginner watching, you can just simply take over here. And if I take over here, he just has this move. And it's just completely winning, threatening mate. But my opponent decided to be creative, or he just saw a poor guy having a bad tournament, and he decided to have mercy on me or something. And he didn't play this move. He played this move first, and now I thought, I was like, this is an interesting position. I can take this piece over here, and allow actually him to take over here in some lines, because queen on g5 attacks the pawn over here, and I can always come back and give a check over here, as well as if he takes with the pawn here, I have this move with tempo as well, attacking both this and this. And I was like, this seems to be the only logical approach, so I went for it. Knight captures, a queen captures knight, bishop takes, and I went over here. Now I allowed him to give a check over here, because I knew after this move he didn't have much checks. And if he took over here, okay, let me just show you guys what happens if he takes over here. Okay, if he takes over here, I'll simply just play this move. He'll go over here, and I'll just go over here, and over here his queen is trapped. He has to give it up for a piece. So I saw this, and okay, I played this move. He went back. I went here. Now I'm threatening to win his queen. Wait, did I miss his queen over here? I think I missed his queen. Doesn't this win the queen? No, okay, it doesn't win the queen, because he has this. I did calculate all this in the game. Sorry about that. I did calculate all that in the game, and I saw that after this move, I had to play this, and this. And now after this move, I calculated for about another 15 minutes, and I came up with this solution. I played this, and I thought that this position should be winning for me, because of the fact that he has a very weak queen. My pieces get instant development, and I can just initiate some sort of a kingside attack. And my king, being so weak, still has still has a lot to do. He went here, I went there, and he went here. He had to let go of the piece. Okay, what the heck? He had to let go of the piece over here, because say if he played this move, I'd have this move. So he had to let go of the piece. He offered me a queen trade. I didn't take the queen. I took the piece. He went here. I went there. Now what I'm doing is I'm protecting this bishop over here as well as I'm preparing this move. So he took the piece. I went here, and now this is a pretty strong move, because of the fact that it just lines up the queen and the bishop with the battery. He brought his knight in front of it to protect it. I attacked the knight, and I just thought, okay, I'm up a piece. Mass simplification, right? He took. I went here. He went there. Now, okay, my king is a bit weak. If I can just manage to trade off the queens, I should be in a good position, right? He went here. Obviously, he was trying to, somehow come infiltrate into my position if I ever went over here. But he missed this move. Quite simple. Here, and now I'm threatening, forcing a queen trade actually. Because if he doesn't, I just take that rook for free. And he said, okay, I'll call your bluff. Your king's pretty weak. Your king's looking mighty weak. And I was like, okay, I'll take your rook. He took it with a check. I went here, and now it's all a matter of and now I found this move which just forces a queen trade. If he doesn't, there's a mate back. So he takes, and now It's all a matter of conversion, really. Okay, so I'm winning, right? What I just want to show you guys is that Pakistani players, they don't like to resign, and we continued for a few moves, and I remembered all these moves because it's me, and he went there, and he still isn't resigning. All these moves were played in the game, and he still isn't resigning, still isn't resigning. And at the end, I was just like, okay, and now he resigned. Because there isn't much to do. He's just losing his final rook, and I was quite happy. I was quite happy with this game. With that, I went on to win the tournament. Well, not win the tournament. I got eighth place, and with that, I went on to qualify for the nationals, and I was quite happy with my performance. So yeah, that is it for today. If you guys have anything else you would like me to analyze, if you guys have anything else you guys found interesting regarding to Pakistani chess, do let me know. You guys have my contact info. And yeah, see you guys next time.